Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm sitting down and editing this video right now and I realized I never did an intro, so I just wanted to say hello and welcome. This is my 5th What's for Dinner for the year and I'm just really excited that you guys are here with me. I hope that you're enjoying my meals and having a lower carb option if you're doing that kind of thing. So this week we did some really delicious meals, or last week we did a Reuben casserole, a lasagna with a low carb twist for myself. We did a Cowboy candy pork tenderloin in the Instant Pot that was really good, beef and broccoli with cauliflowered rice, and then chicken crusted pizza. So everything was really good. Let me know if you end up trying any of these or if you have tried them before, and thanks for sticking around. All right, I'm getting ready to put together a Reuben casserole, and I'm gonna make a low carb Thousand Island dressing to go with it. I got this off of Pinterest, so I will link it below. But it's a cup of mayonnaise. I'm using Duke's mayonnaise, a quarter cup of the sugar-free ketchup, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, which I've never actually used apple cider vinegar for anything, so this is a first. 2 tablespoons of sweetener. I'm going to use Truvia. I've got that already measured out. That seems like a lot of sugar, but we'll see how it turns out. 1.5 tablespoons of dill pickles. Then it said 2 teaspoons of onion, so obviously that's more than 2 teaspoons, but we like onions, so I just diced up a little bit more onion than it called for, and then salt and pepper to taste. I'm gonna go ahead and layer my casserole. So all I'm doing is I've got corned beef, half a pound of it. I've got Swiss cheese, my Thousand Island salad dressing that I made. And then I went ahead and got the sauerkraut that already had the caraway seeds in it. It was recommended to add caraway seeds, but I found this with them already in it. I figured I'd make my life easier. When else am I gonna use caraway seeds? So I didn't wanna just buy that whole seasoning. So I'm going to start by layering the corned beef on the bottom. Okay, and then I'm gonna layer some sauerkraut. Then I'm going to add some of my dressing. I'm going to put Swiss cheese. And repeat. right, so this is what it looks like coming out of the oven. I baked it at 350 for about 45 minutes. It is a little greasy, so I'm going to just try to drain that grease into my coffee can that y'all have seen me drain grease into before. Then I'm gonna pop it back in under the broiler just for a second because I would like a little bit more color on it, but it looks pretty good and it smells really good. Okay, I got the grease drained. There was quite a bit, and I just kind of tilted it and used a spoon to scoop it out of there. And it was pretty effective. So I'm gonna pop it back under just for a second. It looks pretty good right now. I probably don't have to do that, but I'm going to. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I just got it out from under the broiler. I did set my timer for 1.5 minutes so I wouldn't burn it, but it looks really good. I'm gonna let it cool off and just kind of settle for a few minutes before we try to cut into it. If you let casseroles sit for a second, they're much easier to cut and they'll kind of stay together. They won't fall apart so much. So I can't wait to dig into this. It looks really, really good. All right, I'm going out of town tomorrow morning for the weekend, and I just wanted to make something big that my husband and kids could eat on all weekend while I'm gone. So I am gonna make them a lasagna, and then I'm gonna make a low carb option for myself using spinach instead of lasagna noodles. I love spinach. Anyway, so I'm gonna show you how I make my traditional lasagna and then how I make lasagna for myself. And then since I am going out of town, I'm gonna eat a portion of mine tonight and then freeze it, and then I'll take it out next week and just use it for lunches. Okay, so I've got my Instant Pot set to saute. I'm gonna put in a couple tablespoons of butter and then just go once around the pan with olive oil. I'm gonna let that all kind of melt together. And tonight for dinner, we are gonna do something super easy in the Instant Pot. I haven't used my Instant Pot in a couple of weeks, but I'm gonna attempt to do this pork tenderloin. It's actually 2 pieces of pork tenderloin, 2.33 pounds, and I'm a little nervous about this because everyone wants their pork tenderloin to be super tender, obviously tenderloin. So I'm used to cooking it in my, sorry, my kids are always loud in the back. I'm used to cooking it in my crock pot and just cooking it forever and it getting tender that way, but we are gonna try it in this Instant Pot tonight. I am going to just try to saute these, I mean not saute them, just kind of sear them a little bit on each side so they fit in there perfectly. Rinse my hands. And I'm just gonna season them on this side and then flip them and sear them on the other side and season them on the other side. So okay, I'm gonna remove this to a separate plate. God bless Texas. I'm gonna pour in a 1/4 cup of chicken broth and just deglaze the pan. Scrape all those bits off the bottom so I don't get a burn notice or whatever it is. I haven't gotten one of those yet. Winning. Okay, I'm gonna stick those tenderloins back in. Alright, and this is the kicker. It's the part that I'm not too terribly sure about. This is Cowboy candy. I don't know if y'all have heard of this, but in Texas it's pretty popular. It's like candied jalapenos, and my mother-in-law made this. It's homemade. My grandma used to make this. I've got her recipe, so I will share a Cowboy candy recipe. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to share my family's recipe. I will ask about that and maybe share that little secret with y'all, but I'm gonna dump this whole jar in here and then I'm gonna cook it. Actually, I'm gonna turn this off for a second. I'm gonna cook it on high pressure for 3 minutes and then let it naturally release for 15 minutes and hope that it turns out okay. So we'll see. So I've gotta pop the seal on this jar. There we go. And it does have, you know, some liquid in here and some juice, so we'll see. I really have no idea about putting jalapenos in here. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so, let's see, where's my lid? I'm gonna pop this back on. Maybe. Set this to sealing, and I'm gonna cook this on high pressure for 3 minutes. Let's see, pressure cook. That just does not seem like a very long time. Okay, It's on high pressure. Pressure cook 3 minutes. We'll see what happens. All right, so I cooked this on high pressure for 3 minutes, or let it come up to pressure and then cooked it for 3 minutes. Let it naturally release for 16. Nothing is coming out when I vent it, so I guess that's good. And we're gonna open it up and see what happened. Looks pretty good. My jalapenos are still intact. That's good. I was worried they were gonna be really mushy. All right, I'm gonna take this out and let it rest on a cutting board for 5 minutes before I cut into it, and we'll see how tender it is. All right, I've got 2 tablespoons of olive oil and 2 tablespoons of butter heated through in here. It's on medium-high heat, and my awesome husband cut up this flank steak. It came in a whole piece. It was like a little over a pound, and he cut it up into like the strips that you would get at a Chinese restaurant. So I'm just gonna put these in here and kind of let them brown on all sides. And then I'm gonna add my veggies and let all of this cook and tenderize and just soften up. Okay, so most of these are just kind of seared on both sides. I am gonna microwave these broccoli florets for 3.5 minutes in the bag, and then I'm gonna add those into here in just a minute. But in the meantime, I'm gonna add in, I've got half of a red or purple onion, whatever you wanna call it. I just had it left over from a salad today that I made, so I'm just gonna add these in for some flavor. I'm also gonna add in some of this minced garlic. I'm almost out of this, so I'm just gonna add the rest that I have in this jar. There we go. Get all the goodie out of this one. Okay, and I'm gonna microwave that broccoli and then I'll add that in. I did get this lower sodium soy sauce from H-E-B. So I'm not really sure how this is gonna taste. I hope it's not as salty as regular soy sauce, but I'm not sure how much of this I'm gonna need. So I went ahead and poured half a cup into this little measuring cup, and I'm just gonna kind of stir this in and see how much I need. I might need more, I might need less, we'll see. Hey guys, for dinner tonight I'm going to be making chicken crusted pizza. I've made it probably 6 or 7 times before and it's really, really good. Just a nice low carb option when you're craving pizza. So for the crust, you'll see me mix ground chicken, Parmesan cheese, and an egg just to kind of make that base. I'm going to bake that for just a second and then top it with pizza sauce, mozzarella cheese, pepperonis, and olives, and it's so delicious.
right, I baked this at 350 degrees for 10 minutes and now I'm gonna add my toppings.